Hello everybody, this is HD Shaves here. I'm back with the video. Hope this finds you well and in good spirits. So, as you can tell, maybe from the title, today is my birthday, or at least you'll be seeing this on my birthday. Recording this the day prior, on Thursday. And it's rare, or this is the first time I think that my birthday has fallen on a day where I would be recording or posting a video, so I figured why not. Let's use the clickbait of putting birthday in the title, right? I'm not a person who does anything crazy for their birthday or anything. I prefer just to kind of have a mellow day, and it looks like that's what's going to happen, so I can't complain. Also, from the title and photo perhaps, I am participating in TabOKtoberfest, so I'm trying to use this for every shave. I might use the newer vegan version of the soap at some point. And as luck would have it, not related to the shave or not related to my birthday at all, but this showed up. Pitralon, Swiss Pitralon. And so I'll talk about that for the aftershave part. And like I was saying for TabOKtoberfest, the idea is to use Tabac soap as much as possible, and then also use a open blade, or in German, offene Klinge. And so for that, I'll be using the Ralf Aust 6/8 full hollow Spanish point horn scales made in Germany straight razor. Did I get everything? I think so. By the way, if you're new to straight razors like I am, who knew that the point of that tail was to open the blade? I just found that out maybe a week or two ago. Before, I'd always been lifting it this way. But turns out you can use the tail. So there you go. Let's see, we've already mentioned the soap. And finally, we'll just be using this Yaqi rainbow synthetic brown knot. I like how they put the knot diameter on the bottom. Not that I would ever forget, or usually I don't forget the diameter of these knots, but there are sometimes people on YouTube who will pull up a brush and they say, I don't remember what the knot size is, and then they're totally off the mark. But with, at least with these brushes, you can just look at the bottom. So there you go. That's my hot take for the day. Let's go ahead and get the face warmed up. I'd like to give a shout out, by the way, to Johan of the Shave and Butcher channel. I've just started watching his videos. I've seen a good number of them, and in his video about Tabac, he points out how this is a beautiful ceramic jar, and then the lid is just plastic. So that's sort of funny. And he also talks about how none of the ingredients in the soap are necessarily, quote, natural, and I just thought that that was a funny video. I'll try to leave a link to that one in particular if I can. Also, there was a post on our subreddit this week where somebody talked about the ingredients of Tabac, and I got a good chuckle out of that. So if I can remember, I'll put those two links. Okay, get some warm water on the face. And we're going to wet the brush through. And here we go. This is what the soap looks like at this point. I did weigh it at the start of the month, and then at the end of the month I will weigh it to see just how much soap I used up. The only thing I really observed was that this jar weighs a lot. You know, the jar weighs more on its own than the soap does. Usually for those, again, does this all matter? No. But usually on like an artisan soap with those plastic tubs, it's like usually the soap inside, it's about 4 ounces or 5 ounces, and then the plastic part is maybe 2 ounces or something. So this is odd in that the jar weighs more than the soap. Okay, I bet that's going to be ample, nice and pasty. Let's add a little water to the top, and here we go. I read this week somebody say that they thought Tabac was one of the easiest soaps to lather. And I guess I can see why. It has the typical commercial old school soap thing where it will get a lot of volume quickly and sort of puff up but then you can also add a good amount of water too. So in some ways it's the best of both worlds. But I must say also that the scent of the soap is still very strong. You know, I'm only like a week into this now, but I still have no issues smelling the soap. It's not fading to the background or anything like that. I've been using the Eau de Toilette most days as well, and that actually has a really nice dry down. It is decidedly a different scent compared to the soap. It's not the same thing exactly, but the dry down of the Eau de Toilette is really, really nice. So if I were to suggest to somebody, you know, I have the Tabac soap, I want to get one other Tabac thing, I would suggest the Eau de Toilette. I don't think the aftershaves are necessarily worth it unless you are just really insistent on having a matching soap and post-shave. Yeah. So I'm going to keep face lathering and being okay. I'm about to start my first pass with the Ralf Aust. Right, we're back, and I must agree with my colleague who said that this soap is very easy to lather. There was no issue getting that going. So here we go with the Ralf Aust. I've been using this razor basically all week, and I switched to it promptly after I had kind of a rough shave with the WEC to start the month of doing this open blade Tabac thing. So I had a rough shave with the WEC, and I said, you know what, let's switch to the Aust, as this is the most comfy straight razor I've used. It's a pretty forgiving razor, especially with the hollow grind and the nice edge that was put on it. The edge has been going pretty well on this razor. It was put on quite some time ago. But it's still going well, and we'll see how long it lasts, you know? One thing I've definitely been noticing this week is that I just need more time to prepare for these shaves. Of course, you have to strop the razor, but it's also like you really want to make sure that your lather is good before you do an open blade shave. And it just takes a little more time. And that's okay. I just have to make sure that I give myself enough time, you know, in the mornings. Working off 2 days growth here. Oh, I fell over, caught that. 2 days growth here, like I mentioned. And yeah, I really enjoy this razor. It fulfills my, modern German hollow razor category. Been thinking very generally about all the different kinds of straight razors out there, and I have sort of a medium to long-term goal to try out different razors. So like I said, this is sort of my modern one. Like to try Swedish razor, Spanish razor, an older wedge. But there's certainly no rush on that. I've realized in the past week or two that I'm at that point now with straight razors where, they say in the beginning, it's basically that like in the beginning of a new thing that you're doing in life, you're sort of ignorant at the beginning. Like you don't realize how much you don't know, which that was me maybe a month ago. And now I'm at that middle point where I know this much, and then now I realize how much I do not know. So I'm trying to study and like learn new things every day, and I'm thankful to those people, by the way, who have been schooling me, for lack of a better word, on some of the straight razor stuff. Okay, first pass is done, and now we're going to do the elusive second pass, and that'll be all that we do today, so stay tuned. Pass number 2 with Tabac. Okay, we're back, and this is definitely the best lather of the week here, and came at a good time for this video. So here we go. We're going to try against the grain. Start right hand, left side. Try to talk through this as much as I can, but it does require a little extra concentration. I was remarking to someone the other day how I don't feel like there are many people with my birthday, October 7th. The only really famous person, or at least famous to me, that I knew with this birthday, if you're into old jazz, perhaps you've heard of the organist Larry Young. Later in his career, he converted to Islam, as many people did at that time. So he was also known by his, he was known by another name. Anyway, his birthday is the same as mine. And I always thought that was cool, because he's certainly one of my musical heroes and idols, things like that. But besides him, I wasn't really aware of even anybody like a friend that had my birthday after all these years. So this year, for some reason, I decided let's just look it up. Famous people with the October 7th birthday. And I saw Simon Cowell, the British American Idol music producer guy. I said, okay, that's kind of cool, fellow musician. I can handle that. And then very quickly I realized Vladimir Putin also has this birthday. So I sort of stopped looking after that. I decided, that's all I need to know. So if there's anybody you know with the October 7th birthday, your great uncle or whatever, let me know. Or maybe some famous people that I forgot. For the second pass especially, I realized quickly that I was not stretching my skin enough. So I've been trying to stretch a lot ever since that realization, even if it's, you know, shaving one area, then stretching after you've cleared that area, that kind of thing. It's just really important, especially when your technique is not great like mine. So they call this south to north thing under the nose the Fool's Pass. And if you've watched this channel, you know that that's one of my favorite places to go on the against the grain move. However, when I did that first shave with the WEC, I was made a fool in that area. Just was not keeping good control of that little tiny, thin but razor sharp blade, you know. Again, tilting my head slightly to get a little more tension, if you will. Okay, so that was a pretty good 2-pass shave. Definitely been getting slightly better since the start of this week, and we'll see how much I continue on with this particular razor. I've got the Yaqi cutlery, which is like a 5/8 hollow, maybe made, I don't know, early to mid 1900s. And then I've got the near wedge weighted butcher, which I believe I used in the last video. So those are the kind of the three that I'm working with for now. But, you know, never say never. Okay, I'm gonna do my final rinse and come back and talk to you over post-shave in just a second. Can't wait for the Pitralon. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back, and here comes the Pitralon history lesson that absolutely no one asked for. So, perhaps you'll remember when I used Ralon, which is the Croatian version of Pitralon. Also, I'm just noticing that these are a little bit different size. So this is probably 100 mil, and this is 85. Oh, sorry, no, I'm totally wrong. It says on the back here 160. So almost double for the Swiss version. Anyway, there's a history between these two brands. I'm kind of blanking on it at the moment, but what I would like to show you is the box that this came in. Really nice box. With these commercial products, you often need to look at the box because, as you can see, there's no ingredients or anything like that on this. I'm going to read some of this to you now, thanks to my Secret Santa Swiss friend for translating some of this for me. This says, cares for your skin after every shave, or something to that effect. And then we've got some more writing on the sides here in German and French, because those are two most widely spoken languages in Switzerland, I believe. Let me see if I can find what else it says here. So it says, Pitralon nurses the skin, calms the skin and makes it smooth and supple. I think that's this side. Yeah, that's this side. Pitralon nurses the skin. It's a light disinfectant, cleans the skin, pore deep, and hinders the formation of skin blemishes and irritations. I think this side is, Pitralon is refreshing, cools and stimulates. You feel the pleasantly refreshing tingle when applying it. And okay, I think that's all we're gonna do. So after all that, let's use this. So I must say, comparing these two, just smelling them both, this one smells a little bit more medicinal than this one, and I think I'm gonna like this one. So sweet, sort of apple, or sorry, not apple, pear scent. Just trying to get a little bit out. Okay, that'll work. It is clear. There's a splash, and let's see. Woo! Okay, big hit of alcohol. However, the scent is changing a little bit, and it's still kind of medicinal. I think there's maybe camphor in this, something like that, and absorbs into the skin quickly. I'll probably go on and apply a little moisturizer, balm later. What are the ingredients? Water, alcohol, glycerin, perfume, and a bunch of chemical stuff. Feel free to pause that if you're so inclined. Okay, great. Let's do a final recap. We used Pitralon. Thanks very much to my friend who may or may not have sent me this. We used Tabac, and we will be using it all month. Perhaps just for the purposes of writing the video, maybe I'll use the shave stick at some point. Maybe the cream, also the shaving cream. We used the Yaqi brown synthetic. That went very well. And I still have yet to dry this off, but the Ralf Aust 6/8 Spanish point full hollow with horn scales. The razor that started it all for me with these straights. So how about that? Okay, thanks you all very much, especially if you made it this far. Take care, and we'll see you again next time. This has been H2 Shaves. Bye-bye.